Hello, Hive Mind. This is Shalazar with Hive Mind Gaming. Here with a first look at Shadow Legends. So basically, what I've done is I went ahead and started a new account to start from the beginning, so I could go over do's and don'ts for someone just jumping in, or if someone that's a more active player that wants to level up their referral program, some things that can help them along their way. This is going to be a strict free to play account that I'll be going through on a daily basis, and with a main idea of completing the challenges and the quests and the missions. Now, the first thing I would like to do is this is a brand new account. What I did is I went on an old phone of mine, sent myself a referral link from the referral program over here in the left corner of the screen. For those of you that don't realize that you get this extra cool gear if you invite someone, at least the person who you invite will get this extra cool gear. So I have sent myself this request, so this account is going to get this gear, so that's why that popped up. Now at this point, I can hit get referral link, and that will save a link to my to the computer, and that will allow me to paste it to an email or Facebook message or anything like that. Anywhere you want to send it to someone, it allows you to do that, and you can send them that link. And if they click on that link, here's the trick, guys. If they have to have never had the game installed on that device. It's got to be a separate device that they've never had this game on before. Here's a trick. If you have an old phone, you can factory reset it and send a link to that and get the game. Now, once you get the game and you run through all of its, it does a whole cut scene where you fight the big dragon. It kills all the characters, and then you have to choose one of the characters come back. The character that you want to choose is Kale. That'll be the dark elf wizard. He is. They're all four really good. He's just the best out of the four. He will help you all the way to end game, and there are still a lot of top end players that still use him in end game, where the other three kind of lose their luster when they get to end game. Now, once you get through that, you come to this portion of the game, and then it makes you go through a whole section of how to play, just like most games. Now, Polarium, if you hear this, please set it up to where you can opt out of that and just completely ignore it and bypass it, because that's like 15 minutes of my life that I will never get back because I've had to do this several times now. Once you do that, you're going to go over here, you're going to go into this section here, click on that, and there'll be a section right here that says sign in. You'll want to sign in your Polarium account. And when you sign into that Polarium account, you can literally make up an email and then a password. I suggest if you make one up, write it down so you can use it again to sign back into this account. Then once you do that, it sets it up through the Polarium Play, and then at that point, you can use this account on any device. And if you want, you can literally factory reset your phone and do it again. You can continuously do that. So that's the trick to that. Once you do that, then you can come here, you can change your name, you can change your avatar, you can go to your options here, turn down your music because it's horrible and loud and obnoxious sometimes. And then you've got the different aspects of the game. You do start with two shards during the how to play portion. It makes you activate one, which we got, and everybody gets her, by the way. You get the sniper. And then everything else pretty much unlocks as you're going along. Now, free rewards available for downloading, so we'll go ahead and grab those. Right here is a daily payment reward just for signing in. So when you're on for the first 5 minutes, you get that 20 minutes, 40, etc., all the way up to 180 minutes. And this is just extra stuff, extra silver here and here. This is an extra shard to help you summon stuff. Your potions help you ascend, and we'll go over all that shortly. And then this is energy that helps you just do your quests. Like most gotcha games, there's always an energy limit because they want you to spend money to buy more energy. And then last but not least is the refill for your arena, which at this level, it doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to do anything in an arena at this point anyway. And then you've got all these things that are locked that are based on your level, which we'll go over as we unlock them. You come here, there's a daily login reward. Right now, for the first day, we get 20,000 silver. And then as you can see, there's a lot of cool rewards, which we're going to go over all these different things as we get to them. We've already completed our first quest, make 4 artifact upgrade attempts. You do that while you're doing your how to play. So when you guys do your how to play it explains how to do all that stuff. We also completed these things because we created a Polarium ID, which is that step where you sign in, and then enable notifications. That's all part of it. And just collecting that stuff leveled me up. Once you level up, as you could tell, when you level up, you get extra gems, and then you get extra energy. Your max energy goes up every time you level up. It actually will show you that on your. Nope. Well, maybe it doesn't. Okay, I was thinking that might be another game. Sorry about that. News. Because I have another account, I'm just going to mark all these as red. But you can actually go through here. A lot of them are kind of comical, like the commercial with these 2 characters is fairly entertaining. Once you've actually played the game a little bit and you see some of these characters in action, once you see them in a semi-live action slash CGI generated commercial, it's fantastic. It's downright hilarious. So what we're going to do first off, we're going to go ahead and pull these 2 shards. So you've got 4 different types of shards. The ones we're really going to worry about are the mystery shards, which are the simplest ones. Now, if you go here to this eye, it will tell you what the pull rates are. So there's a 74.2% chance for a common, a 24.4% chance for uncommon, and for a rare is 1.4. You cannot get epics or legendaries from a mystery shard. Now, once we get ancient shards, void shards, and sacred shards, we want to actually hold on to those. Now, what they do is they have events throughout the month. Some will be a times 10 event. Don't be fooled by the times 10 event. Don't use them. Because what it is, it doesn't change how easy it is to pull the items. What it means is they pick 1 to several characters that are really good characters, and they say it's a times 10 to pull those characters. Meaning that if you use an ancient shard and it's a legendary character, it's still only a 0.5% chance of pulling a legendary. But once you pull that legendary, if you get lucky enough to pull that 5% legendary, then there's a 10% chance more that it will be that spotlighted character. So don't be fooled by the times 10. What you're wanting to wait for is the ×2 events, which we just had one for Ancient Shards, so we won't have one of those for quite a while. So if we do get Ancient Shards on this account, we're going to be waiting a little bit before we actually get to use them. But here's the key, guys. The key is patience. I know a lot of you, if you're a Gen Xer like me, you're going to be like, what? I got a shard. Screw that mess. I'm using it because we want instant gratification. So trust me, guys, if you're a Gen Xer and you have kids, then you know where I'm coming from. You got to have patience because, yeah, that instant gratification is fantastic, but you got to have patience. All right. So yeah, if it's a ×2 event, then it's usually the ×2 affects epics and legendaries. So in this case, it would go to 16% for epics and 1 full percent to pull a legendary. And then, of course, these go down respectively. Now, you get the same characters from Ancient Shards and Sacred Shards. The only difference is, obviously, you're pulling rares, epics, and legendaries from here. You can only get epics and legendaries here. Void Shards. Do not be confused here. Everybody, because Polarium puts such a huge emphasis on how important Void Shards are, and then frankly they kind of are. But when I first started playing, I would get so aggravated about Void Shards because when I first started playing, they didn't have this cool guide to show you what the pull rates were. So the difference is Void Shards only pull Void characters, which Void characters are some of the best in the game. And the reason is because, like most gotcha games, there's a affinity for the characters. So, for instance, there are 4 different affinities. As you see, Kale here has got this little blue symbol here and here to show that he's a magic affinity. Now, what that means, oh, here's a better way to go. We'll look at the index. So what that means is you can tell he's got the blue, these guys have the red skulls, the green lightning bolt, and the voids are the purple triangle. Now what that means is some guys are stronger against others, etc. And it's a triangle, so blue is really good against green. Green is really good against red. Red's really good against blue. And purple is right in the center. It's not good against anything, and it's not bad against anything. So what that means is you get, if you're attacking an affinity that you're positive affinity to, so the blue versus green, the blue will get plus 30% to the damage, plus 30% to crit rate, and there's one other thing, I think, plus to land your debuffs. So plus to your accuracy. So you've got the accuracy, the debuff, the accuracy, the crit damage, or crit rate, sorry, and the actual damage itself. You get those. Now, if you're a negative affinity, so for in this instance, the green is attacking blue, then it subtracts those percentages. So it's 30% less chance to land your debuff, 30% less to crit, and you do 30% less damage. There's also other mechanics that involve with that too. It's a better chance to get a weak hit, meaning you're not going to land a debuff at all, that kind of thing. So those are just things to keep in mind. This is a full roster, shows all the toons in the game currently. They have 3 other factions that maybe will get to the game at some point. That kind of thing. These are the stats, the basic stats. Hit points are how many hit points your character has. It's self-explanatory. Attack is what most people's attack is based, or their damage is based off of on their abilities. Their defense is what subtracts from the damage. The defense subtracts from the damage, and then once that's done, then it subtracts from the hit points. So defense is a really strong stat. Then you got your speed. That's how fast you're going to go. It determines whether or not you go first or or you're going to go after the other guys attacking. So the meta right now is a lot of speed teams. So the faster you can possibly get your team, the better chance that you're going to be able to actually kill your opponent before they get a turn, that kind of thing. Crit rate, it's pretty self-explanatory. It just means that that's the percentage chance that you get to crit. If you have a 100% crit rate, you will always crit unless you're a negative affinity. So there's unlike most games where it's a sliding scale when you get to in level bosses. It's not. It's not with this. You can be the in level boss, Ultra Nightmare Clan boss. You're still going to crit them 100% of the time if you have a 100% crit rate. Kind of dumb. I think that's something that most games do. I'm surprised that this one doesn't. Crit damage, that's the extra percentage of damage that your abilities are going to do if you crit. Resist. So these next two abilities, a lot of people at beginning game don't really think about them because, in all fairness, they really don't come into effect that much at the beginning of your game when you're first starting out. But resistance is how you resist the number that you use when it comes to resisting someone putting a debuff on you. Your accuracy is how well you apply a debuff. So it's very important, especially mid to end game, to make sure that you're paying attention to those numbers because they will affect your game. This is the actual place where your champions are. You do have a vault. Now, if you put a character in your vault, it doesn't change anything. They're still there. They're still your character. This was when I first started. I didn't have anyone to tell me what was going on, so I had to play around with a lot of stuff. So it was kind of scary to do it because, like in another game that I'm playing, you put someone in the vault, it freezes them, and they're no longer in the game. You have to pay coins to unfreeze them to put them back into play. So this was kind of scary for me. So just so you know, it doesn't affect anything. You can move them out. As a matter of fact, when you're attacking something, you can actually, there's a filter that you can pull up your vault characters and actually use them as well. So doesn't affect anything if they're in your vault. A lot of people are in my main account, and what I've seen a lot of people do, if they have two characters that are the same, and one's built for arena and the other one's built for clan boss, they'll keep one in the vault and one in the your basic area here, just to keep them separated so you know which one is which. Unfortunately, there's no way to rename your tunes, so you can't you can't actually tell which is which without actually looking at their gear. You can buy more slots with silver and coins. If since this is going to be a free to play account, I will not use coins or gems because they're going to be hard to come by. So I will have to grind out silver to increase my levels of slots. You can also, and this goes up to 300 by the way, and you buy them at 10 apiece. So it's going to be a huge money sink, basically, silver sink. Same with this. You only start out with 10 in your vault and 30 here, and you can increase this as well with the same. It's pretty much the same amount. It increases by 10 each time you do it, and it can increase up to 200. All right, and then you've got your skills. Each character will have a set of skills that they go by. If it has this little exclamation point, that means that there is something special about that character, or that skill, I mean, that needs to be upgraded. For instance, I made a comment about that potion that does ascensions. Well, you have to have 3 stars. If you notice, he's got 3 yellow stars. There's something that allows you to ascend them, which they call it ascending. It ascends them, and you use those potions to do such, and it colors in that star to be pink. And then you have to do that 3 times to unlock this ability, and it makes that ability even better. Every character that is rare or higher will have a ability that has to be ascended, with the exception of like three characters. There's like three characters that don't. All the others do. Unfortunately, when you look in the index, by the way, when you look in the index, it doesn't. It shows what a fully level 60 6-star fully ascended character looks like with their stats. So you won't see. So you'll have no idea what their which ability needs to be ascended. Some abilities could simply be a third ability that needs to be unlocked by ascending, and or like Kale, his ability just gets better. Let's see. The next thing, challenges, missions, and quests. Challenges are just going to be just that. It's just something extra that they put in the game. Like for champions, this has got 5 parts, and each part you get something cool. And once you finish all of them in that category, which we've already got one here, so we're going to go ahead and collect that. Most of these are just going to be silver. So by the time you get, as you're going through this, you need tons of silver. If you've seen what it costs to actually unlock those extra character slots and things, it this game takes tons of silver. So doing these quests are going to help you tremendously to do those. And then you get these books, and I'll explain these books shortly. The other thing is this right here. This is something that we're going to do really quickly. We're gonna try to get to this as quickly as possible. I started an account, a second. It was my first second account the other day because we had the times 2 event going on for ancient shards, which are these blue ones. So I rushed to get this done so that I could pop that before the event was over. I got nothing good, but I mean, I at least got to use it during the times 2 event. Um, and then there's the arena. So these are all quests when once you get into arena and start doing stuff for the dungeons, artifacts. This is mostly about uh, putting artifacts on and things like that and leveling them when you're starting off. And then the champions themselves, like summon the different types of champions. Your different affinities is basically the first part of that. So once you run out of the challenges, it just there's nothing else for them. Quests, there are daily quests, which we've already completed that one. The reset for all this stuff is at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, U.S. time. So I'll let you guys figure that out. How that translates to where you're living. But you'll have these 4 quests, and then once it resets for me, it's gonna have a bunch more. So there's the summon, there's the win campaign battles, the use 50 energy, the artifact, and then once this opens up, there'll be a buy one item from the market on a daily basis, and the tavern is going to be a rank someone up three times in the tavern, I think it is. So you have those on a daily basis, and then there's weekly quests as well. Once you complete the weekly, of course, you've got to complete the daily 5 times to finish the weekly. Once you get all the other stuff done, so once you do that, you claim this, and you get a blue shard. So you can get an ancient shard once a week, and then for the monthly, it has one of these that you've got to complete the daily quest 30 times, and plus all this other extra stuff. And you get a lot of good stuff like the 400 XP, the silver, the energy, and then even gems here. But once you complete this, you get a void shard, and then once you complete all of it, you get an actual um, sacred shard as well. So lots of good stuff there. And then, of course, there's the achievements. Literally 6 achievements in the game. I'm kind of psyched about that. Yeah. Anyway, so it gives you a little extra XP and a little extra silver, so who cares? You'll end up doing them and not even care that you're doing them. Now here's the big one. This right here is the reason why I started this account and figured I would make videos on it. Someone suggested it actually on Facebook, and I'll give him credit once I remember who it is. I'll have to look it up and probably post it in the description. But anyway, this young lady's probably one of the better healers in the game. I think Sifi beats her out now, but at the time she was the best healer in the game, and she is still very good. So, and she is void, so she has no negative affinity. She's actually very fantastic. She is a legendary, and she can be achieved by completing all of these cool quests. There are 4 parts to this. She is obviously at the end of part 4. This is the end of part 1, 2, and 3. These are all exquisite things, and you get tons of stuff, tons and tons and tons of stuff by doing these quests. I mean, like, you get shards there, you get gems, you get books, tons of silver. This right here is masteries, which we'll go over at some point. Just tons of cool stuff, and this is just the first part. Once you get to the end here, there's a lot to do, by the way, just so you know. There's an ancient shard. There's some cool gear you can get as you're leveling up. The epic book. Alright. Someday we'll get to the end. Alright, here we go. So once we get to the end and we pop this last one, then it'll move over to the next one, and we'll get that. So, and then it'll just keep on going. And of course, the bigger you get, the better stuff you get. So yeah, that's mainly what we want to do. Because a lot of these things, they're worded weird, and I think that is a translation thing because of the company that makes this. Their primary language is not English, is my guess. But yeah, so some of them are worded a little weird, and unless you actually have played the game and you understand what they're actually saying, and it's not necessarily just worded wrong. It's just the terms, in-game terms that they're using to tell you what you need to do. And so we're going to go over each one separately. So basically, the first one is clear stage 7 of the Karok Castle on normal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right here to the battle. Now, you've already seen all this once you did your intro, because it takes you through a how-to to play through the campaign. So we want to go to Karok Castle, which is the only thing we have unlocked, because you got to go through all these you got to go through each battle individually to get to the next, So we've got to beat this Billy bad boy here to unlock this guy. So and then as you gain stars in these, see the 3 stars there. As you gain stars, and again, there's 5 parts to this. You gain cool little things with that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in through here. So we're going to have to go to level 7, I believe it was. Yeah, beat level 7 on normal. Clear level 7 on normal. So when I go through here, I've got all these cool stars that I can gain. So far we've got 6 stars. It's important to realize that when it shows the picture of the guys here, these are the final bosses. There's always going to be 3 stages typically in these battles. So if it shows the picture right here, this is who you're fighting on the 3rd stage. So on the stage 7, we'll be fighting a boss, which is this guy right here, which is also someone you can actually get in game. One of the characters you can use in game. These are the awards that you will get. When you went through the intro, it told you about these 2 because you ended up getting those 2 items and you had to equip them on your starting character. Hopefully it was Kel. If it wasn't Kel, I tell you what, the best idea is to go ahead and start a new game, and just start with Kel. All right, so jokes aside, let's see. Artifact, the artifact set that is this dungeon, is this campaign, is the health set. Now, what that health set does, it gives you If you have 2 pieces on, which your starting character should currently have 2 pieces now, it gives a plus 15% health HP. So it's a pretty good set. You'll get better, but it's still not a bad set, especially starting out. And then it will tell you what level of equipment you're going to get. So you can get anywhere from 1 to 3 star equipment, and it can be up to green, so up to uncommon. And then miscellaneous drops. If you proc something expensive or something good, if you get like a rare drop, you could get any of these things. You'll always get silver. Silver will come every time you fight, no matter what you get, whether you get equipment or one of these things. You will get this more often than you would expect. And then there's all these cool guys that you can get that we're going to aptly name food. And I will explain all that once we open the tavern. This guy's really not that bad actually for a starting character. If you can manage to pull him, he's not that bad. I mean, you'll eventually. Oh, here's an example of having an ability that will unlock with a 3 star. And she's not actually bad for a starting character because she's got a really good shield. She's gets a little cold at night as well, apparently. Yeah, so she's prime example of that fantasy armor, female fantasy armor. Armor that covers your boobs is good enough to protect your whole body, apparently. So, all right. So let's move along. What I'm going to do instead of you guys sitting here through the whole thing of me grinding through to stage 7, I'm going to go ahead and work my way there. I'm going to stop the recording, work my way there, and turn it back on once we get there. All right, be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. We are defeated. We just defeated the bad guy, and we get a bunch of stuff once we completed it. Matter of fact, we're already level 7, and we get a ton of gear, and we unlock the War Priest, who is a rare, and she is Spirit Affinity, which is the green here, and she has some cool abilities here, which we'll go over her shortly. We also gain all kinds of equipment here. That was our random item that we got from killing the boss, and there is now a event going on, which we're going to go over all that shortly. So let's go back to the beginning. We've unlocked a bunch of stuff, like this stuff just popped up. So what I'm going to do, because this quest has gone on for quite a while now, so what we're going to do is, or this video has gone on for quite a while now, so what we're going to do, Jesus, all the pop-ups. It's almost like when you're playing another game and you see a Raid Shadow Legends video pop up ad. I mean, it's just as bad. Imagine that. So anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you thought about it. Also, something else. Leave your referral link. If you're brand new to the game, now if you're brand new and you've never played Raid Shadow Legends, but you'd like to after watching this, go into the comments and click on someone's link who put their link down there in the referral section, or in the comment section for their referral link. They will thank you, and you'll thank them because you're getting some cool gear out of the mess. Tomorrow, what I'll do is we'll start from here, and I will go over all the stuff that has happened from the time that I paused it till now, and we'll go over all that extra stuff so that you see where I went, and we'll see what all we've unlocked, and then we'll move on to the next set of missions. Hey, it was great. Talking with all of you. Come back tomorrow, and we'll continue our adventures. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to hit the like button or subscribe. All of them help. more than you'll ever know. So I do appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later. Have a great day.